Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, and what we're going to make is cake. Chocolate cake to be precise, but this particular cake is quite unusual from the norm because it has no flour in it and no sugar in it, no oil in it, and it's a great tasting cake. It's easy, it's quick to make, so let's do it, okay? First off, I'm going to use my processor because it's much quicker to do it this way. Now, what you want to do is, I'm going to give you the recipe right off the bat, so if you want to jot it down or whatever, because I no longer put it below the video, and I'm sorry about that, I'll explain. But you want to start off with 2 cups of raisins, and I have 2 cups of dark raisins in here. Now what you'll want to do is to use your blade of your processor, and you'll want to let me grab a knife here to show you. You'll want to grind your raisins up like this. Well, it'll become like a sticky paste, okay? And just stay with it, pulse it, you'll grind them up. In the beginning, it'll look like you don't think you're, not much is happening and they're not breaking up, but they will. Just stay with it till it becomes a paste. That's 2 cups of raisins, your brand, whatever you prefer. The next thing that you're going to be putting in is 6 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa. Now, this is not the mix, that you make hot chocolate with. This has no sugar in it at all. So 6 tablespoons, and I'm just going to put that all in there. You're also going to be putting in 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and that's 2. You're going to put 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and you're going to put in 3 eggs. And I'm just going to kind of spread them out. I had them at room temperature. And 3 eggs. So you can see very little ingredients here. And then I'm going to put my lid on, and I'm going to turn it on till it becomes a real thin batter. Okay, so I'll warn you about the sound. And check it. Now, you don't want it to be too lumpy. You want to be able to see those raisins really broken down in size. Okay. And then I like to just go in and make sure that everything is kind of off the sides here. Work around the blades a little bit. And again, stay with it till it becomes more liquefied and lighter, not as thick, I mean. And you'll be able to see that quite easily as you're working with it. Okay, and then I'm just going to take out my blade. Oh, there we go. Okay, and so that I don't waste any, I'm just going to use my spatula. Again, be careful because these blades are very sharp. But I want to get everything off of it. Okay, and we'll set that aside. And then again, just give it a good stir. And I hope you'll be able to see the consistency. It just sort of looks like thick cake batter. It does have some little lumps and bumps in it, okay? It's supposed to be and look like that. But for the main part, the raisins have really broken down, okay? And then I'm just quickly taking this out of my container here. I hate to waste any, you know, products are so expensive these days, so you hate to waste a lot. Okay. All right, and we'll set that aside. And then just even it out. Now you're going to need a 6-inch pan to do this. Okay. There we go. And then do tap it before you put it in a preheated oven at 350 degrees. And this little cake could take you up to 30 to even 35 minutes. It really depends on your ovens because you know it, they all set up so differently. Now, once it comes out of the oven, do check it. You don't want to over bake this because you don't want this cake to become real dry. And check it with a toothpick or your cake tester or that kind of thing. In the center though, it'll be a little bit moister than the rest of the cake. If you wait and bake it till it's completely dry in the center, you're gonna have burned edges. You really will. So you do want to test it, and you know, our oven's set up so differently. I'll be honest with you, my new oven now, baking this cake, I can sometimes have it done within like, 28, 27 minutes, something like that. So really I like to start checking mine at my first check about 20 minutes. I won't leave the oven open too long or anything, but I just want it to take a quick check of how it's coming out at about 20 minutes. Okay, so again, preheated for 350. Now I'm going to rinse my hands quickly because I was working with raw eggs. And I'd like to show you, just gonna grab a clean towel here, what it looks like once it's baked up. Oh, and by the way, if I forgot, just spray, use your oil spray. You can grease your pans if you want. You can use parchment if you want, that kind of thing. Again, this is a little 6 by 2 inches, okay? So in case you have a question about that, okay? Now, once it bakes up, again, put it on a cooling rack and try not to touch it because it's quite fragile when it's warm and it'll start breaking up and you're not going to like the appearance of it. And this is how it'll turn out. It will have a moist top to it. You'll feel the moisture of the cake, yet the sides will be nice and dry, just like a normal cake that you put, you know, oil in and flour and what have you. And I'm gonna lift the bottom. You'll have just a nice chocolate brown on the bottom. This wasn't oven baked because you can't see that it's been burned or anything like that. Now, I wanted to show you, if I probably will get the question to say, well, gee, what if I don't have a 6-inch round pan by 2? If you have an 8-inch round, this is what it looks like. Now, a family member has already started in eating on the cake, but this is how an 8-inch will look, okay? So it's quite thin. So if you're looking for more of a traditional size cake, you're probably going to prefer the 6-inch pan over the 8. But again, if you like it thinner or to look more like a torte, you can try the 8-inch. But again, make sure that you spray the pan very, very well unless you're going to grease it, okay? And this particular cake, I would say, and I'll cut into it to give you an idea. Okay, it will have a little bit that it'll stick a little bit, so it's probably best to cut it with a sharp knife. But surprisingly enough, it's about medium density of a cake, okay? It's not real heavy, but it is medium. This is not a traditional cake where you have flour and it's, you know, very light and very airy, okay? Yet the crumb on it does come away quite easily, but it's a very fudgy. So it's a medium dense fudgy chocolate cake. And you can frost it with whatever you want. You can eat it without frosting. I must tell you, I've had most people say they're fond of it when it has been with some type of frosting or icing. But that's going to be up to you to give it a try and see if you'd like to. Another thing that I have done is I actually take for a family member sugarless chocolate chips, and I just put them on top when I take it out of the oven, and they just, you know, they just melt ever so lightly on it, and it gives that little bit of extra chocolate. So it's whatever you really want to top this little cake off, okay, with. So that's it for me. Again, I'm sorry I don't put the recipe below the video, but I got very tired, and I'm not of seeing it. I'm not alone on this, but my work being posted and pinned and claimed as other people's, and it's so frustrating because I always tell people, if you have a question or you try this cake and you liked it, let me hear from you. I got tired of seeing people write to me and I can't answer them. It's so frustrating. So it wasn't worth it anymore to write out the recipe, that kind of thing. So again, if you give it a try, I'd love to hear what your comments are. If you have a question, I'll do my best to answer in a timely fashion. So I want to thank you for always watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, because that's the only place I put my videos on. And if you're so inclined and you'd like to subscribe to my channel, well, I can't thank you enough, or ring the bell, or give me a like. So that's it for me today. Give this sugarless, flourless chocolate cake a try if that's the type of recipe that you're looking for, whether it's for health reasons, or that you just want to try something different without flour. Give this little cake a try. I think you're going to like it. So thanks again for watching Diane Lovetobake. Be well, be safe, and I'll see you soon.